Damn.
I know we keep asking you guys this, but the third quarter continues to be a problem. Why don't you think you guys have corrected it at this point? Why is it such a consistent problem?
You got way to it?
You got it.
I think for us, we just have to find a way to come out with the same energy we finished the quarter with. I don't know if it's to come out of the locker room earlier and get layup lines and get our bodies moving, or whatever it may be to come out with the same juice. But we have to figure that out. It's becoming repetitive. We're coming out the same way every third quarter, time and time again. So at some point in time, something's got to give, and we got to figure that out.
VJ, what's
I'm doing media right now.
What's catching your eye on the box score right now?
The plus minuses. That shit nasty.
Yeah, to be honest, I don't even know. I was just reviewing, going over it, to be honest. Just looking at, he said plus minuses, looking at turnovers, just trying to see the difference in things that can, like, determine the game. Obviously, Brian had a good night. We just try to make it tough for everybody. I felt like we did that pretty well, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's just our slow starts to the quarter that caused, caused the lead to change. So, yeah.
I guess for both of you guys, what are the challenges going up against that team when they have Luka and LeBron and they have two guys that can just get the ball anywhere all over the court at all times?
I think we did a good job today with both of those guys. I just think the plays that we fell apart is when they really exploited us and made us look bad. So the little mistakes down the stretch of the game is really what hurt us. And LeBron having 10 straight points probably isn't the best for us to have. If it's somebody else like Rui or somebody else that does that, we can kind of neutralize that. But one of the best players in the world has it going like that, 10 straight points. It's hard to come back from that.
BJ, it looked like you had an interaction with Luka after he got you on the foul in the first half. What did he say to you, or what was that interaction like for you?
To be honest, he just smiled. To be honest, just smiled and pat me on the back. He know he got me. I know he got me. So he's really good at that. He's one of the best in the league. So he's getting to the free throw line, drawing fouls. And I fouled him. To be honest, I ain't gonna try and make an excuse or anything. I fouled him. I guess, like I said, I should have known better, but I know it's about time. I feel like it was gonna happen. Harden got me one earlier in the season. People that's really good at drawing fouls. I just got to be more solid. I know, got to put my head that I'm not going to steal a ball from them, especially when they ain't dribble it yet, So, yeah, it's a learning lesson, though.
You mentioned Harden. You've covered plenty of really good players already in your career. I guess, what makes Luka different from those guys that he is such a tough cover?
He's bigger. Definitely, he's taller. And his pace don't change at all. And he's a really good passer. So his pass is just as dangerous as him scoring, because almost every night he got a triple-double, with his so then he can make shots. So, just try not to let him get hot also, because if he gets hot, then, it's day and night from there.
You mentioned LeBron, PJ. You got his jersey after the game. What does that mean to you to get that? And that's like a sign of respect already for you as a rookie.
Yeah. I'm still a kid, to be honest. Like I said, it's to be honest, like my favorite player growing up. So one of the reasons I started playing basketball also. So like I said, to get a jersey means a lot to me. But I wanted to win. It'll feel better if we won and I got a jersey. But we ain't win, so yeah.
Is there ever a moment in the game where you have to click, I guess, where you're like, this is surreal, I'm going up, I'm actually sharing the floor with him, and how do you sort of navigate that? I'm sure you've had to do that at other points this season.
Yeah, I've definitely been. It's how it is every game, to be honest. And then obviously, like I said, playing against arguably the greatest player of all time. I say definitely Cyril, but it's basketball at the end of the day. When the ball get thrown in there, it's just basketball for the rest of the time, man. Till there's no more time on the clock.
Andre, I guess related, what was when you were first coming to the league, what was sort of the moment for you where it was kind of like you were lessened from an opposing star?
They get every call. That's definitely the first thing I learned when I came into the league. It doesn't matter what you do. Like, once you earn that level of stardom, you get to get a little bit of leeway. The refs start to look out a little bit more for you. I've been in that position, so I know what it's like too. So it's cool that BJ gets to experience something like this too, because we don't know when LeBron's gonna hang it up. So it's cool that we all get a chance to play along somebody that has done so much for this league.
Joe, down the stretch, when you see like LeBron like do what he did, is it one of those things where you just kind of tip your cap and kind of keep it pushing after the ball?
Yeah, I mean he made some tough shots. So yeah, I didn't think it was bad defense. Sometimes offense is gonna beat the defense, so just gotta live with it.
When you kind of look at like what LeBron's been able to do, like year 23 and still kind of producing at this high level, like I guess like what are your kind of thoughts like on him still being able to
It's great. I would say longevity is huge. He's been able to stay healthy his whole career, which is a great thing. And then to accomplish what he's been able to during that time, obviously, is amazing. So yeah, I think he's still got a few more in him.
You look at your shooting night, did you like the majority of the looks that you got? You just didn't fall, or just kind of how do you evaluate that
Loved it. Every shot, felt like he was right there. I think it all comes down to just getting back in the rhythm, playing every day. And think, it's hard. It's not, it's hard, just, being in and out, but gotta do it. Think every single day. I like what I got tonight. Just happen to miss him. Maybe next time it's gonna go in.
Is it ever difficult for you when shots aren't falling to not change your approach or let it sort of just change the way you're thinking about the game?
No, just if you're wide open, gotta take them. And I've been in a lot of situations where I've made some of them and I missed some of them. So, just gotta take them and and then obviously there's some other times where if you open and someone else is open, and if you've had that kind of shooting night, you gotta make the extra pass. But in the situation that I was in tonight, just happened to miss them. It's nothing more than that.
Joe, it looks like you're moving better. Do you feel like you are?
Yeah. I got a block shot today, so
Yeah.
no, I'm feeling pretty good. I think, like I said, it's all about getting that rhythm and playing every other day. I think we're getting there. The plan they have me on is, playing and 2 days off in between and playing again, and it's working pretty well. So hopefully that keeps going, and we can start doing it every other day. But feeling pretty good. Even before the other stuff happened where I had to miss a couple games, felt like I was getting back to myself again, and obviously that happened. So gotta kind of have start over. But I've been there before so many times, so I get back to it.
Yeah, speaking of that, you have a couple of days off here before the next game. I guess how important are these days off for you and get you working and things like that?
I think I don't really like it that much because for me, I keep mentioning rhythm. I just want to play. So hopefully we have a few practices, so can kind of use that to work on myself and just play basketball and get back to it.
How important is it for you to get to those live sessions, I guess, in practice in order to maybe keep that rhythm that you're talking about?
it's hard, but you gotta you gotta kind of balance it out, and obviously it's up to them as far as the load in each one of them. So just gotta follow whatever they say. But I think just trying to balance it out between loading it, not loading it as much, because obviously games are extremely important, and going from there.
I think this is the second game with Paul this year. Where do you feel like your minutes with him on the court were today, and that connection?
I think we're right there. I think it's not just about me and just one person on the team. I think it's all about all of us, continuing to play together and finding that rhythm. I thought tonight, it would be a different game if I make a couple shots, we make a couple more shots as a team. Defensively, we were fine for the most part. A couple of mistakes here and there, but it would have been a different story if I make a couple of shots, or if everybody else make a couple more shots. So I think most of those shots were open, so we'll take it.
I guess to go off of that, just what do you sort of view as next steps for the group as you continue to sort of establish continuity and some areas that you can kind of pinpoint in your mind already? Like, okay, these are things that we can continue to sharpen and work on.
I think everybody understands the system, so we just gotta get on the court and keep playing.
What was it tonight? Was it one thing or was it a number of things that just kind of didn't go your way?
Turned the ball over a couple of times. Third quarter was a little sloppy, and then Brian made shots at the end.
LeBron just talked about how much he appreciates the way that you've succeeded.
Yeah.
LeBron just talked about how proud he is of the way that you succeeded in your career and the workouts that you guys do every summer, and just how much respect he has for your game. I guess just what does your relationship with him mean to you at this stage of your career?
Yeah, I appreciate him, man. He's done a lot. Just a lot of wisdom that he's given me. Like I said, I appreciate him like an older brother to me, man. I can call him and talk to him anytime. We crack jokes with each other, every now and now, but every now and then. But he's a good player, pretty good player.
I agree.
Tyrese, I know we asked you this. I'm sure you think too often at this point, but what is the issue with these third quarters that we keep coming back to?
Came out flat. It's just weird, Joel keeps telling me that I gotta do a better job of not easing into him. And kind of just, I start the game in attack mode almost every game. First quarter, he's like, you can't just ease to the third quarter. You kind of ease and try to pass and do it, but he wants me to just be aggressive third quarters and just go. Just go be aggressive. And that's what I think I did in the Warriors game and in the Washington game, Milwaukee game. They trapped me pretty much the whole game. But, other than that, I got to be more aggressive, and I should have did that tonight.
How do you personally best try to maximize the next stretch of games or even
Rest.
2 games? Yeah.
Just rest.
Tyrese, how do you deal with the physicality that you receive? And there's oftentimes fouls aren't called. Guys are grabbing you, pulling at you.
Sign of respect, you know what I'm saying? They're just trying to be physical with me. Same thing that I would do, same thing we try to do, with Luka and Austin and Brian sometimes. So it is part of the game.
But fouls don't get called.
Referees are human, so if sometimes they call, sometimes they don't. You gotta keep playing through all those calls, man. And it's life. I ain't tripping off that. I think the referees do a great job.
But did you get frustrated today with that one?
Not frustrated at all. I laughed.
You laughed? You got checked for laughing?
No, I'm saying I'm just happy. I'm smiling. It happens sometimes.
Are you guys at the point where you want a marquee win, a win over, a team that is really, really, really good to kind of validate what you guys are doing a little bit?
We just want to win, no matter who we play. Honestly, I don't care. That's a good team, pretty good team. Honestly, you know what I'm saying? I think they have, championship aspirations. We were right there. I think we should have won the game. Ron made shots down there. We didn't execute a couple times. Turned the ball over one time. That hurts, but it happens. We'll look at the film. We'll bounce back from it.
Can you talk about the second quarter when you were on the bench and they had 3 guards out there? I think Jared had 7 points. BJ had 5. They opened up with a 16-8 win. Your teammates,
Really good.
Yeah, just
Really good. Really good. Joel was in with that group, I think, as well. And we know what Joel brings. You know what I'm saying? Joel was out there. You know, he didn't make some of the shots that he normally makes, but like he was orchestrating. You know what I'm saying? The defense was gravitating to him. He played a lot of DHOs, ball screens, and he helped those guys make plays, and those guys made shots as well.
I guess just to go back to LeBron, you think about 23 years in the league, and he's still
old as hell.
Jordan like this, like what's your thoughts when you try to think about that?
I told him today, man, ain't nothing wrong with your foot. He ran left hand, dunked it. But longevity, take care of his body, and he loves it. I think he loves the game. And for someone who I think I love the game too, you know, coming from myself, I think that all you can do is appreciate that, man. Appreciate that and cherish the moment of it. And I think the biggest sign of respect is going out there competing against him every single night and trying to make it tough on him. I think we did that for the most part.
I know you just mentioned like he's kind of a big brother to you. I mean, like, do you kind of view his 23 years in the league as maybe inspiration? Be like, yo, that's what I want to do. I want to be in the league for as long.
I don't think I want to play 23 years. I don't think so. You know, I don't think so. But I do look at it as inspiration, just like someone who tries his hardest to get better every single year. You know what I mean? Maybe he's maintaining now, but like he was working, and he's getting up at 6 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning. We working out in the summertime. Like he's a Hall of Famer, maybe arguably the greatest basketball player of all times, and like he's still doing that, just to get better, just for the hell of it. And that's now that is inspiration.
You mentioned rest is obviously going to be key for you in the next couple of weeks, but just when you sort of look at what you've been able to do, the way you've performed and the minutes that you've played, like foundationally, maybe going back to some of those 5 a.m. workouts, like what has it taken to build up the conditioning, the mental fortitude to like do what you've done through these first
a lot of work. Like a lot of times people don't see, they see me getting up or whatever, they hear about it, but like I'm in there, I'm lifting every day. I'm making sure that my conditioning and my body is right. Again, shout out to Al. He does a really good job with just writing me programs and pushing me, to my max limit every single day. And just recovering, I think now is like this year, maybe a little bit last year, middle of last year. My first time really like locking in on like improving my body, doing whatever I can to, have longevity in this in my career and just go out there and perform at the highest level every single night.
Nurse talking about with some practice
Last question.
coming up, if guys are healthy, being able to fine tune some things on the offensive end. Where do you think you guys are in terms of connectedness on some of the things that you guys are looking for?
I mean, we're kind of trying to figure it out. You know what I mean? We played some games with Joe, so we kind of know what we're going to do there. Played some games with Paul without Joe, kind of know what we're going to do there. I think it's our second game with Joe and Paul. So, like, it's a little difficult. And you have the Qs and the J-Max, and the Trendon hasn't even. I don't think he's practiced once this year or been able to, like, go live and practice once this year. So it's like we do have a lot of things that we can work on during this break, which is going to be really good for us. You know what I mean? And it's like Kelly's still out. We know what he brings to the table, and it's just I think this little break is going to be good for us, honestly. And we're just going to figure some stuff out. We had basically zero practice time with Joe and Pete, especially on the court. So I think it'll be really good for us.
I guess like how would you maybe assess what like Joel's maybe shots tonight or like his rhythm or anything like going off tonight?
Well, I mean, obviously the numbers say he didn't shoot it very well, right? But I thought he made some in the fourth quarter that helped, and you look down and he's a plus 11, so he obviously had a positive impact on the game. So that's one thing, and I thought minutes get up there. I thought he's moving a little better tonight. I thought, he blocked a shot, had some more defensive rebounds tonight. So, I mean, obviously he's not going to be happy. Nobody's going to be happy with the shooting numbers, but I think there was some progress there.
What was the most frustrating part about the second half? Third quarter crunch time was sort of looking.
Listen, we obviously, I thought, missed a lot of shots that we needed to make some of them. Right, like I thought there was a bunch of layups. There was some stuff at the rim. There was some medium floater type shots, and a bunch of open threes. Right, it was the offense was going so slowly. The scoreboard was moving so slowly. It's almost amazing we hung in there during that stretch. Right, we just couldn't find anything to go in the basket for a good amount of time. And then late it got a little frustrating. I mean, they're kind of clearing out sides of the floor for Doncic and clearing out the middle of the floor for LeBron, and it was, again, they're just physicality, banging us down in there and shooting turnarounds and scoring. And we made the decision to try to get it out of Luka's hands there late. And they made we made a few good plays and got some turnovers. They made 2 really good plays, and we made a mistake on the rotation on one of them, and then we flipped the coverage and then got another couple stops. So it was a little bit home run strikeout in the defensive coverages, but I was pretty happy that we were at least, we got a couple turnovers that led to baskets. We just about had 1 or 2 more that looked like pick sixes going the other way. And then they made some huge shots, and we kind of didn't. So I think looking at this, like, you shoot 35%, and you almost have a chance to win the game. We fought really hard, and I think we still got some ways to go to get guys back in rhythm and get them on the court a little bit more and all that stuff. Yeah.
To that point, you kind of tip your cap when you see LeBron do that in the fourth quarter and hit those shots. To your point about hitting big shots late.
Well, 100%. He's done that a time or two in his life, right? And it's obviously it's a tough 1-2 combo. They're both huge, right? Arguably 2 of the top 3 passers in the game today, right? And they're kind of firing it back and forth to each other, and they're both scoring. So it's like. It's a little tough when they got it going. You're hoping that they're gonna miss some shots. I thought we did a decent enough job on Luka, other than the 14 free throws, but it just seems to be the par for the course for him. Right? It's about what he averages every night.
Yeah. Do you get a little surprised at this stage with Tyrese that he doesn't get any calls?
Yeah, of course, right? I think as much as he's getting held and pushed and grabbed and all that stuff, you think there'd be some more. As much as he drove it down the lane, you think there'd be some more. But what's the surprising ones are when they were trying to foul on purpose and they let those go. There was a couple like in transition where they were trying to stop the break without committing a take foul and whack him upside the head, and he's got to play through it. So. A little bit surprised on those.
Did you think that they went out of their way to get LeBron going early? I mean, you mentioned how physical they are. It seemed like they were trying to actively get him posted up and get some easy shots to kind of get him in a rhythm after the other day.
Yeah, I thought for sure to start the second half. Right? They just decided, like, they were kind of saying, "Listen, let's get it to him, clear the middle of the floor, put your head down, put your shoulder down, throw a few elbows, knock him back, turn around from 10 feet." That's kind of how the half started. Right, one after another. So I think they were trying to take advantage of something they saw there. Yep.
What do you guys have to do to start flipping some of these third quarters?
I don't know.
I know it's an age. I know it's kind of getting to an age-old.
Yeah. I mean, listen, there's been a couple rocky starts to start the third. No doubt about it. There's been some fantastic fourths. I think I told you guys one other time we're really good in the fourth. I don't want to trade that in if you want to trade that in, but yeah, hopefully we could fix that a little bit.
Nick, with the issues you guys had shooting, especially early in that third quarter, is there any reason you didn't decide to play Jared in the third, and then he only played a couple minutes, I think, to start the fourth?
Yeah, the only reason was they were really big on the floor, and just we were getting really pounded physically, and not the greatest matchup for him defensively was the reason. Yeah.
How do you best try to maximize, or most plan to maximize the next 4 days, and then obviously a couple games, but then 4 days after that?
I think again the encouraging news is we're getting a lot of guys a little healthier, a little bit of the minute restrictions are creeping up. So that means some conditioning is improving. I think we get 1 day off tomorrow, right? And then we got to get in there and keep these guys going. I think we're trending this way, and we don't want to, just because we're not playing for a few days, we don't want to, especially conditioning wise and feeling better wise, we want to keep that going. So we'll get to work.
This stretch of 5 games.
Last couple.
You guys have done some really good things in the
Yep.
third quarter. I wonder if there's some things that you think really shine in the last off-day days that you guys?
Well, I would just say that the biggest thing is I think our competitiveness is there, right? I think that is the big thing. We just again, I think when we get all these guys out there, we look like size-wise like an NBA team, right? So we can match up. I think our competitiveness has been great. I mean, I think there's tons of work to do, probably more on the offensive end. And again, we got to get a little bit more time together to get used to some of the defensive schemes and changes and rotations and stuff. So, but in general, like you can't argue like the way we're rebounding, the way we're fighting. I think we're guarding a little bit better, and we're still trying to figure out, where to go with the ball and stuff on who's on offense as the rotations kind of continually evolve. Yep.